All right, 30 years ago. It's 30 years. It's so hard to believe today. That most of us were watching Monday Night Football, and Howard Cosell, when he said this game is not important, and he gave us the news that John Lennon was dead. He killed in New York City, outside the Dakota. He was just 40 years old, shot in the back 4 times by Mark David Chapman, who's still in prison.
He was with his wife at the time, so she witnessed it, right? Was Yoko there?
Yes. John Borack is with us right now, and you are a writer of music about the music industry,
yes,
et cetera. You're a musician yourself. You're a John Lennon fanatic. You're a Beatles fanatic. Your dad...
Aficionado?
Yes. Your dad gave you you were 5 years old. He gave you a 45 of...
Baby, You're a Rich Man was my first introduction to the Beatles, and that's what got me started.
And that has been your life ever since. There is this new coffee table size book out.
Yes.
And the name of it is?
It's called John Lennon, Life is What Happens.
And you were asked to write the notes for this book. What is there about you, and we're going to look at some of these pictures, about John Lennon that maybe we don't know that would surprise us?
Oh, gosh. Well, there's so much to the man. You know, a lot of people just know him as the former Beatle, the singer, the songwriter. But he was so multifaceted. He was a poet, an author, artist, advocate for peace, advocate for social change. Just an amazing man, just very well-rounded, and just did a lot, packed a lot into 40 years.
And had he lived, what do you think he would be now? They used to say about James Dean, his legend is huge because he died young and we never saw him play Las Vegas later on. Certainly, the other Beatles images have certainly held up over the years. What would he have been by now? What do you think?
You know, I think John would have really been involved in social media and Facebook and Twitter and the whole online. He was just so cutting edge, involved in everything that was new. He had to be a part of it. So I really think he would have embraced what's going on now as far as social media.
Why did he scare people with his message? Wasn't he investigated at one time, and they tried not to let him back on the... It was just crazy,
the government. Yes.
Why? Why is a message of peace so threatening to some people?
You know, that's a good question, and it's been explored in a lot of different movies. Yeah. And you know, I think when people's message, no matter what it is, when they go about presenting it a little differently.
Yeah, scares people.
Yeah, and when they're not used to hearing it presented a certain way, they get a little frightened.
Well, also, it was a polarized time. You were either on one side or the other.
Right. And
the side that was in power was against his side. So.
And they just assumed he was counterculture because of everything that had happened in the 60s. He wasn't a part of the establishment.
There were certainly other people they should have been investigating back then.
Definitely. That's true.
How long did it take you to compile this book?
Actually, I wrote this in a little under 6 months. It was a pretty quick project. We wanted it to come out during this year, which would have been John's 70th birthday, and also the 30th anniversary.
Well, you were preparing all your life for this, so...
Definitely, yeah. You know, just being a Beatles fan for so long.
Have you met Yoko?
I have not. I have not met any Beatles. I've seen Paul in concert, seen Ringo in concert. I've never had the pleasure of meeting either one of them, but would love to one day.
Yeah.
Right now, I wish we could make your dream come true. I realize you have spent your life dealing with them, and you haven't met them. He could have been here when Yoko was here.
I'll tell you one thing. You have this preconceived notion about Yoko. You're like, she seemed, and then she comes here, and she's so funny and full of life, and the things she's seen in her lifetime, I'm like, my gosh, she saw her husband killed in front of her.
And she's really gotten a bad rap.
For sure.
Everyone assumes she's the woman who broke up the Beatles, and she wasn't.
In every rock band in America, some woman is called Yoko.
Exactly.
Today.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah.
Steve is the Yoko of this show. He's going to break it up. Seriously.
There are days when I feel like the John Lennon of this show.
Can I look at your book,
Of course,
please,
of course.
And this is from a photographic collection done by Lynn Holland. Am I correct?
Wow. There are photos that are going to be on display tonight. Actually, I'm going to be at the Rock and Roll Emporium in Huntington Beach on Main Street from 6 to 8. Doing a book signing. We'll also have a John Lennon memorial, and some of Lynn Holland's photos will also be on display there. Those were taken at the Beatles' last LA concert in 1966, around a press concert there.
The pictures are incredible in this.
And by the way, John will be signing copies of his book at the Emporium tonight in Huntington Beach. It's good to have you here.
Thanks. Great to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Congratulations.
We will be back right after this. See, what if your dad had given you a month of money?
I'm glad he didn't.
I was on YouTube.